Good morning, everybody. So I do not have my earbuds with me today, so I'm not sure how the audio on this is going to sound, but needed to get some stuff done today, so we're going to roll with it and see how it goes later, I guess. So this is an Outworks that we got in Elite Force 2.5. We were able to take this down in 3 hits. I was the first hit here. As you can see, there's some extra RLs above the core. Otherwise, it's relatively standard. Some Doom cannons, both left of core and below the core. So it's going to make the rush particularly harder. So I'll start off with my hit. So what I do is I actually mark this top rocket launcher here, as you can see. Some people will only take 4 boats and then flare back down. I personally like to take all my boats, and I will explain why as we go. Good smoke placement there, not to lose delay. And I'm actually able to get to these rocket launchers with just 3 smokes. As you can see, I peaked a little bit. Not a big deal to peak on this hit. If this had been a flame, I would have had to do another smoke. But that's actually okay. This is a hit you can do without the GBE Tribe boost. As you can see, one girl kind of goes up a little bit high. So now with the cells clear, I'm going to eat a few for myself. It's important to do this flare back down for several reasons. The first is to gain GBE, and the second is you can do one flare all the way to the top. You want to get it in this top corner by this cannon here, and I'll explain why it's really important to be right on the edge there. So far I've used 3 smokes. There's my 4th. And those boom cannons took more girls than I would have liked, but I wanted to save as much GBE as possible for the second part. The reason why it's really important to do the flare up as high as possible is that when you do a clear like this, where you're just letting the girls clear naturally, in this case, the main objective is obviously the shield generators, and you want as many girls up top as possible. If you just do a flare in the middle of the left side there, they'll actually start coming after all these defenses here. So I knew the GBE cost. Typically for this hit, you can do it with a 6.4 if you only use 3 shocks on the right side, and that's what I wanted to do. I was confident with the delay that I was going to be able to drop that or leave so little on it that it wouldn't matter. You see I throw critters out. I clear the boom mine. I mark the 2 top rocket launchers, and then I mark all 4. So the 2 top ones are double marked at this point. And you flare right onto the pylon of the barbed wire and use 2 smokes here with Sparky. Losing delay is not a big deal. The reason why I double mark the back 2 is that Sparky is not in the safe zone of those back 2, so they're actually going to start hitting Sparky right away. I do critters out, and then I just hit hack 4 times. Typically, you don't need this flare that you see expiring to the left of this boom cannon here, but I calculated the GBE. I knew I had more than enough to get 4 hacks off. I think when I started this, because of eating cells on the left and because of the GBE tribe, I actually had like 160 GBE, which was more than enough. When you do this, you're going to want to make sure to calculate your GBE ahead of time. In this case, I only had a total of 7 smokes on the left, so you would calculate for your 8th and 9th smoke, and then for the 4 hacks, and obviously the artillery cost. So clearing up those front 4 with the opening hit is awesome, and you can do this without the GBE tribe. The GB is a little bit more tight, and I didn't do a ton of calculating on this just because I was very comfortable with, the GB tribe being there and only using 3 shocks up top. I was confident that I was going to have more than enough GB in the end. And as you can see, I had enough for 2 artilleries and 2 barrages to clear mines. So this is the first hit on Outworks. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope the audio isn't too bad. Have a good day and happy booming.